Welcome back to more Pheonix Wright, Justice for All. In the last episode, we found out a lot of stuff, actually. And deja vu, we had that same dream in the first episode of the game. And that's pretty much what we're going to be doing. We have to prove Ngarde innocent. So, we really don't have much of a choice but to do anything except go with it. So let's go. Hello, this is Pheonix Wright. You don't look well, dude. Oh, you. You're gonna prove me guilty today? You're gonna prove me not guilty today, right? If you please, Mr. Lawyer. Remember, it's not just me. Your precious friend's life is riding on today's verdict, too. Now, listen up. You better get Ngarde a guilty sentence, okay? If you get that creepy slimebag not guilty, I'll never forgive you. Ever! Pheonix? But Mia? Maya, how's Maya? I don't know. You don't know? She hasn't tried to channel me since yesterday. Mia, what am I supposed to do? Well, like I said, for a lawyer, the worst times are when you have to force your biggest smiles. But you can't give up. There's still some hope left. Stop it, please. There's nothing left. Not here, not anywhere. Is that a cursed Ngarde again? Will you leave me alone? Look, don't call me anymore. I mean it. You're really mean, pal. Gumshoe, I'm really sorry. Where are you? They let me join the investigation team when we're chasing after the killer, pal. Huh? Then you have some sort of lead? Sorry, but right now we've got 0 leads on the guy. But we're not going to give up, Gumshoe. Until the trial's over, until the verdict is handed down, we're going to do everything we can to find the killer. If we can get Maya out, then you can get Ngarde the guilty verdict he deserves, pal. That's true, I could do that if they found Maya first. You got that? So you have to do whatever you can to make the trial last longer. Have to make the trial last longer? Yay, we get to stall for time. The thing that pretty much we've always been accused of doing when we're never doing it. So hopefully we won't be accused of doing it when we're actually doing it. Yeah, gotta give this our all. Hey, Pheonix, you understand now, don't you? You have something money will never be able to buy. Friendship. It's the strongest weapon in the world, and you have it in abundance. Yeah. Looks like we're coming out to the end. I have to make the trial last as long as I can. Gumshoe will come through. I know it. Alright, let's do this. Court is now in session for the trial of Madame Ngarde. The defense is ready, Your Honor. The prosecution has been ready for a while, Your Honor. Now, as I recall, we concluded yesterday's session with a big mystery on our hands. The mystery being, what exactly was Miss Adrian Andrews' role in this murder? That is to say, is she really connected to the crime itself? Mr. Edgeworth, if you would please inform the court of today's proceedings. Adrian Andrews. She forged evidence that threw suspicion onto Mr. Ngarde, and then proceeded to escape the crime scene by wearing the nickel samurai costume. The guilt of these actions are those from which she cannot escape. Then you're saying that she is guilty after all? I'm not finished, Your Honor. Miss Andrews has nothing to do with committing the actual murder. I would like to direct the court's attention to this card. What is that? It looks like a shell. This is the calling card for a certain assassin. Assassin, you say? Yes, Juan Corradia was killed by a professional assassin. And the person who hired this assassin, his client, so to speak, is Madame Ngarde. What a surprising turn of events! I would like to think it's become commonplace by now, Your Honor. I know what's going on this time. so I know everything that Edgeworth has said is true. But we still have to hold out as long as we can, at least until Maya is safe and sound. I wonder how the trial will turn out today. I do not know. Now then, please call your first witness, Mr. Edgeworth. The prosecution calls the defendant's mentor, Mr. Will Power, to the stand. Well, this is the first time being on the stand as far as we're concerned. Now then, witness, your name and occupation, please. Okay. I'm Will Powers. I'm a poor, underpaid action star. And what is your relation to the defendant? Well, I guess I'm a sort of lousy mentor to him in a way. Yeah. Mr. Powers, please, you don't need to put yourself down so much. Sorry. Well, it's just kind of nothing sort of a guy. On the night of the murder, you visited the defendant's room. Is this correct? Yes. I didn't know that. But you know, I didn't actually get to see Matt when I went. All you need to do is answer what you're asked. Now then, I would like you to please testify about when you went to Mr. Ngarde's room. Okay, sure. Visit to Matt's room. And nothing. After the award ceremony, I went by myself to Matt's room. Matt was standing there in front of his room, still in his nickel samurai costume. He was talking with someone. At first, I thought it was a bellboy. I watched the two of them for a while, but then I gave up and went back. I had guests with me that night, and I couldn't make them wait for me. Nothing sounds out of place in Mr. Powers' testimony. And talking with the bellboy is no big deal. If one assumes that the person Mr. Ngarde was speaking with was an ordinary bellboy, what are you implying? Well, Mr. Wright, let's have your cross-examination, shall we? It looks like we're in another sticky situation. Huh? A trap. Can't you smell it, Pheonix? But for us to find out more, we're just going to have to charge in head first, right? I guess so. Might as well. Okay. Wait, I did that the wrong way, didn't I? It's this way I want it. Okay. Hold it. The defendant's room? Why did you go there? Well, I'm his mentor, like a big brother, sort of, and I wanted to say congrats. What's wrong? Why did you stop? Mr. Wright! What is it? You're going to try and trick me into a corner, aren't you? Huh? I know I'm just a poor underpaid acting star, but I'm not the killer. No one said you were, Mr. Powers. No, please, don't trick me. Every time you do your lawyer thing, the witness suddenly turns into the bad guy. Every time? Witness, I will personally talk to the defense at a later time. So for now, please calmly cooperate and continue your testimony. Sorry. So, you went to the defendant's room, and then? Hey, wait a minute, when and how did I suddenly turn into the bad guy here? Are you sure that was Matt Ngarde? Yeah, I'm sure. He wasn't wearing the Nickel Samurai mask then. If that's the case, then he really can't be mistaken. And what was the defendant doing standing in front of his room? At first, what do you mean by that? Well, he was in a bellboyish uniform. He had a bottle of juice on the tray. Sounds like an ordinary bellboy to me. Yeah, but I didn't think he was a normal bellboy. And why was that? Why did I think of that? Why did I think that, Mr. Wright? How am I supposed to know? Sorry, but I can't remember right now. Sorry. Yeah, actually, with this, you have to come back and press it again, which is actually really, really clever. But I'm just gonna go through all the statements. So you saw the two of them, the bellboy and the defendant together, correct? Yeah, the bellboy just wanted to say congrats. Now, while you were watching the two of them, did you notice anything strange? You know, I did feel something weird. I think it was because Matt, he gave the bellboy a tip. A tip? But that's perfectly normal. That's a perfectly normal thing to do. So, how long did you watch the two of them? Not more than a minute or two, I think. So who are these guests you're talking about? You guys, of course, you and Maya and Little Pearl. I thought it would be really rude since I invited you guys if I disappeared on you. So I went back to my seat pretty soon after seeing Matt in the hallway. Squeezing water from a stone. Probably. All I remember was being introduced at the show. So, you want to press this statement again. At first, what do you mean by that? Blah, blah, blah. I think he was... why was that? We just asked you. Hey, wait a second. Actually, Mr. Powers, only a few minutes ago you stated... you know, I did feel something weird. Yeah, you just gotta pretty much press all the statements. Could it be that you felt something strange about the tip giving itself? Ah, yeah, that's it. You really know your job. Mr. Edgeworth? Yes, Your Honor? This bellboy, he wasn't an ordinary one, was he? Perhaps we should let the witness tell us. Very well. Mr. Powers, please amend your testimony. You mean about the bellboy, right? Matt gave the bellboy a tip. Wow, that's a very short thing. He gave the bellboy a tip. So he gave the bellboy a tip. What's so strange about that? Ah, well, you see, Matt's not a poor penny pincher like me. I was trying to figure out how much it was because the tip really shocked me. How much it was? But that's when something even more surprising happened. The bellboy was putting the tip he got in his pocket. And that's when I got my first good look at the guy's face. I was really shocked. I'm afraid I don't follow at all. Sounds like Mr. Powers was surprised twice by this event. Let's ask about the tip first. The defendant is a huge star. He can afford to give generous tips, wouldn't you agree? Sure, but giving him that much was maybe a little too much, I think. A little too much? Would you please clarify for the court about how much you would say the defendant gave the bellboy? Honestly, I don't know. I can't even begin to guess. And why is that? Because he gave this bellboy a really, really fat roll of cash. A roll of cash?! Ah, well, how interesting. That certainly was a very generous tip, wasn't it? A very fat roll of cash. That can hardly be called a tip, Your Honor. They're just beginning to look awfully suspicious of us. The defendant is a superstar. That kind of tip is typical for a fair... typical... I can't even say that. Are you saying that all superstars are super spenders? If I could receive large rolls of cash by simply bringing people things on trays, then why on earth would I stand around prosecuting? He's got a point. I don't even get paid, let alone rolls of cash for all the hard work. So supposing that the roll of cash was not a tip, then what was it? Payment, Your Honor. Payment. Isn't it obvious? For the murder of Mr. Juan Corradia. Then the bellboy the witness saw. Yes, he was the assassin. Hold your horses now, Mr. Edgeworth. You don't have any proof of this, do you? Have I ever been unprepared to support my claims, Your Honor? I have here the cards Shelley the Killer left at the scene of the crime. Shelley the Killer? He is the person the police's special investigations team has been chasing for ages. I am certain that the person the witness saw was this very assassin, Shelley the Killer. Really? What's wrong, Mr. Powers? No, nothing. Something just clicked into my head, and I just figured something out. Oh, actually, I saw that bellboy again later on that night. What? Mr. Powers, please testify. Tell us what you saw. Yes, sir, right away. Okay, then. Never got to ask about the, face, but... This time, I was in that hallway because I had to go to the bathroom. And that's the bellboy I saw earlier came out of the room. Of course, when I say room, I mean Juan Corradia's room. Now that I think about it, the bellboy did seem kinda out of place. Yeah, so he had to be the assassin, I'm sure of it. I mean... You mean... Thank you very much. That is all we need for now. Huh? But I'm not done. There's still more. Let us first establish that the bellboy was truly Mr. the Killer, then we shall see. So the bellboy came out of the victim's room? And if that bellboy really was the assassin, then I think the answer is fairly obvious. That would be correct, Your Honor. Well, Mr. Wright, I believe it's your turn to entertain us, to entertain and make us laugh. Ha 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 ha. This is no laughing matter. Well, Well, we're gonna hear this in the next episode, so I will see you guys then.